Now, UK Column is funded exclusively by its members and viewers, and if you would like to take part in sustaining what it is that we do and enabling us to go further and better, then please do consider making a donation via the website or joining as a member on a monthly or annual or even lifetime basis, or you could go to the shop and pick up any amount of our very high quality merchandise there. Also, we do stock Clive de Carle's products there, which we get a little percentage from. So that's, again, another option. Please do share all of our content. It's critical in these days of censorship that does get pushed out by those that support UK Column because we fall foul of all the various algorithmic issues. And now we go to the case of Dan Kleinman, who gave a very good interview to Diane Rasmussen McCaddy on fighting sexual grooming in libraries. And he's now looking for financial assistance in defending against 2 federal defamation lawsuits filed against him by a school librarian in Louisiana. So there'll be details of this in the show notes. Tomorrow in Glasgow, there's going to be the Stand for Peace Scotland Glasgow Peace Walk. So please do get along to that if you're able. Now, Stand in the Light, which was attended by UK Column last year, is going to be happening at the end of May, 23rd to the 26th, up in beautiful Cumbria. UK Column will be attending, and we will be having Darren and Fee on to talk about that in due course. So do consider coming up to see what's going on there. We've published the article which follows up the appearance of John Kiriakou on the news last week, and this is an article by Fiorella Isabel about the effectively censorship through frozen assets by banking. Also up on the UK Column website now is the Scottish People's COVID-19 inquiry. All the various videos are there. And then today, being live streamed from Cambridge, the Sense and Sensibility conference about the origins of the Russian-Ukrainian war. And among the speakers there are Major General Bakshi, who, of course, has been on a UK Column symposium, but also Brian, Lucy Morgan-Edwards, and George Galloway. And I should remind you that if you haven't yet got access to the recording of our event in Cheltenham on Saturday, then you're absolutely missing a trick. So please do go to the website and get your access to the live stream there, which is very much still available. Yesterday, the second part of Brian's interview with Carl Schwartz went out. It follows the first excellent one about what was known leading up to the events of the 11th September 2001, and that was concerning sort of asbestos response felt in emergency responders. And part 2, which came out yesterday, is dealing with the aircraft that were reportedly involved in that day, but evidence substantiating the effects of a controlled demolition. Now, that takes us back to Mark, and really on a related theme, Mark, but the situation with trade in certain parts of the States.
A very interesting thing, gentlemen, about trade that's never discussed is that individual states, especially here Texas, have their own trade deals, their own trade policies, and even send trade delegations to other nations. This first slide is very illustrative of that. Of course, Texas and California are the ones, individual states with the longest coasts. California has the Long Beach and Los Angeles ports where trade goes in and out. If you haven't seen those ports, they have to be seen to be believed. The massive amount of stuff that goes in and out of there. Texas is right behind them, especially out of Houston and Brownsville. Anyway, here, this slide illustrates that the state of Texas has a Taiwan office, and Texas trades with nearly 220 foreign markets. It has a Japan office, and it trades mainly with Mexico, Canada, the Netherlands, China, and South Korea. And there's an interesting part as it shows here, Article 1, Section 10 of the U.S. Constitution, quote, "No state shall, without the consent of Congress, lay any duty of tonnage, keep troops or ships of war in time of peace," and then I emphasize the main part, "or enter into any agreement or compact with another state or with a foreign power." And that's without the consent of Congress. So the states are carrying out quasi-autonomous trade policies of their own. One has to wonder, and it talks about how that might harmonize and different trade policies going on now. And we have a couple other slides that will kind of drive this point home to try and figure out, or at least consider the issue of individual states having trade policies with regards to what Trump's doing at the federal level. If we could look at the next slide, that it shows a little bit more about this with regards to Michigan and California. Michigan has nearly 200 foreign markets, and its main trade partners are Canada, Mexico, China, Germany, and Japan. And California has over 225 foreign markets, its main trading partners being Mexico, Canada, China, Japan, and Taiwan. Now, by foreign markets, that doesn't mean just individual nations. It means regional organizations and different institutions that are involved, different players that are involved in the trade schematic. But the main point here, gentlemen, is that Michigan, California, Texas, and several other states, they send trade delegations to other countries. There's that constitutional measure that I just showed that says that they really ought not to do that without explicit congressional approval. And these are very massive trade deals that Texas, California, Michigan, and these other states have with these other nations. And I'm bringing this up mainly as an awareness thing. How much has the Trump administration and Congress, the U.S. Congress, which I talked about earlier today, how much have they considered this? And how much will the Trump policies collide with, or maybe harmonize with, or maybe be neutral regarding all these state trade efforts that are at least constitutionally questionable, especially having such large amounts of trade going on with individual states acting as if they're separate nations. So it's just an awareness thing. It's a constitutional thing. It's another piece in the puzzle to consider. I'll leave it at that for now, but it's a very interesting topic at that.
Mark, thanks very much. And I think we might have time to come back to that in extra.